Our KCB will be following next. Just be prepared, 2 minutes each. My brother, karibu sana. Then we'll finalize with Nation Media Group, just because of time. This is Media Nation.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Governor of Kakamega County, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Your Excellency, you will notice that your policies don't just touch on economics, but they've reached to our bedroom, and that's why I'm here today dressed like this. My name is Kenneth Oyola, and I serve as a Nation Media Group as a Chief Commercial Officer. And because we're here to talk about business and investment, the CEO saw it fit to have me represent NMG. Kakamega County stands as a beacon of opportunity, blessed with abundant resources, a vibrant culture, and a dynamic workforce. Today, we come together to really explore the avenues to harness these resources effectively, to stimulate investment, to foster innovation, and also to propel sustainable development. This conference for us serves as a platform for dialogue, collaboration, and action, and it is also then a testament to our commitment to embracing the opportunities of globalization while preserving the unique identity and aspirations of our counties. And together, we know that the power to transform and challenges and opportunities and aspirations into achievement. As a leading independent media company, Nation Media Group is committed to informing, educating, and empowering the communities. And we started with this journey before with you, Governor, and we're here, and we will continue after this. We hope that our extensive reach, vast platform, and unwavering commitment to journalistic excellence as we play a pivotal role in shaping the public discourse that we will do today, fostering accountability and driving socio-economic development. Finally, we really hope that we would be here to really amplify the key messages, to promote the exchange of ideas through our comprehensive coverage, both online and offline, with almost 6 million people coming to our platforms every day. We really hope that we'll provide a platform for stakeholders to connect, collaborate, and catalyze positive change. We're really glad to be the media partner for Kakamega International Investment Conference, and we look forward to carrying on these conversations from when we begin up until when we finish. Thank you very much, and I wish you all a good conference.
Very well. Big round of applause to Nation Media. So KCB will close the chapter for partners. Karibu sana, MD KCB.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces. Honorable Fernandes Barasa, Honorable Anne Waiguru, all governors present, elected leaders, distinguished guests, a very good afternoon. As KCB, Your Excellency, we are excited to be one of the partners with Kakamega County. Last year, we came here and we made sure that we are champion of the climate change by planting trees. Again, we will be signing today a partnership between Kakamega County and KCB to enable the MSME assess facilities and catalyze their development. Your Excellency, last year when you were in this county, it pained us as a corporate entity that when we come to Kakamega, we go back to Kisumu for accommodation. And we challenged the resident of Kakamega County. And today I'm proud to say 4 more hotels have come up, and that's why they've been able to host this event. Finally, as a genuine partner on the ground, we are committed to work with the Kakamega County in ensuring that we eliminate poverty and create a catalytic environment for economic prosperity and growth. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, and God bless our beloved country, Kenya.
Thank you, KCB. Your Excellency, allow me to recognize our members of the County Assembly. Just be upstanding and wave to the Excellency, please. Those are our MCS, Asanteni Sana. Allow me to recognize the presence of a women rep, Kakamega County, Mama Elsie Muhanda. Makofi kwa mama. Asante Sana. Allow me to recognize the presence of Kakamega First Lady, Professor Janet Kasili Barasa. There she is. Your Excellency, with your permission, I know I'll be in trouble if I don't invite Khalware here. So Bwana Khalwale, karibu. Just 1 minute usalimia wageni, because this is a very important initiative for the county. Karibu sana Dr. Khalwale, Senator Kakamega County.
Vana veru mirembe. Mirembe ja maendeleo. Asante sana, Your Excellency. You are most welcome in Kakamega. This is your other home. I want to thank Governor Barasa for this 1 minute to speak. And because we have come to talk about business, I want to align my speech. Your Excellency, in my dream of dreams, I believe that if it worked in Nairobi, worked in Kisumu, worked in Nakuru, worked in Mombasa, and recently in Eldoret, where they have become cities, I believe with investment, Kakamega can become a city in the Republic of Kenya. And I want to appeal to potential investors. Please, there is a huge opportunity in the management of waste in this city. We would like to invite you. You bring in modern plants that will give scientific, physical, chemical, and biological wastewater management so that you make your money as you help us to move towards a city. Secondly, there is an opportunity of investment in the sugar industry, because currently we are concentrating on sugar, but would like further investment so that we improve on co-generation. I believe that you have already addressed the issue of the areas of tourism and so on, and allow me to thank you, Your Excellency. I did a sniper check this weekend over the ongoing subsidized fertilizer. You've brought the fertilizer. We do not have enough. The farmers are queuing for over 24 hours and they go home without fertilizer. I would like to appeal to you. I have seen your minister, Linturi, twice in his office. If just with the lift of your phone, you urge them to give us more fertilizer. Otherwise, we shall be where you found us last year. We became a laughing stock when you told us that we could only absorb 300,000 bags, when other areas had absorbed more than 1 million. So back to you, Your Excellency, give us fertilizer. Vandu vengo, muraga matuma. I have sent an appeal across the county. Please respond to it. The fertilizer from the national government is the cheapest. Go for it. I have also sent an appeal. All the people who bought fertilizer from the county government, please, my oversight officers in the 12 constituencies are going to receive photocopies of your receipts that you bought fertilizer from the county government. Since analysis are being done, should it be confirmed that it is fake, then I'll make sure that on the floor of the Senate, you are refunded your money. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Allow me to progress. First, I want to recognize the presence of our Secretary General for UDA, Asante Sana. Your Excellency, allow me to invite my colleagues, starting from Governor Isiolo, kuja salamia watu wa Kakamega, 1 minute. You'll be followed by Governor Otichilo for Vihiga, then Governor for Bungoma. No, Governor Bungoma will come next after Governor Otuoma, because he will be representing LREP. Karibu sana, Governor Isiolo.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Prime Cabinet Minister Musalia Mudavadi, my colleagues, Cabinet Secretaries, Members of Parliament, wananchi watukufu wa Kakamega mjamboni. Your Excellency, I want to invite investors in Isiolo, starting with you, Your Excellency. Isiolo has huge potential, Your Excellency. It is abundant with a lot of resources, starting from tourism, mining sector, agriculture, call all of them, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, this time kuongea na karibisha nyinyi wote Kakamega. You are doing wonderful job. Devolution is working, Your Excellency, and we want you to support devolution as we are doing, Your Excellency. Thanks a lot, Your Excellency.
Asante, Governor Isiolo. Next is Governor Otichilo of Vihiga. Makofi kwake as he steps forward.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Kenya, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the MPs who are here, and all the dignitaries, I want to say I'm very happy to be here this afternoon, and I want to thank His Excellency, the President, for gracing this occasion. Further, I want to thank my brother, Barasa, for organizing this wonderful investment conference. This is a very important conference, and it is opening up this region. Your Excellency, I want to thank you for your commitment for this region. Your Excellency, you have committed to work with us to develop a granite factory in Vihiga County. We are very grateful. You have agreed to work with us to develop a gold refinery in Kakamega. We are very grateful. Your Excellency, we are further grateful that you are working with us on the issue of climate change. Your commitment on climate change is extraordinary, and we are very, very happy. And particularly your commitment now to serve Kakamega Forest. So, Your Excellency and everybody, we want to say thank you. Our investors, you are welcome, and we are happy, and we would like to work with you to develop this region. Thank you, and God bless everybody.
Thank you, Governor Otichilo. Next is Governor Busia, Paul Otuoma. Karibu sana, Mheshimiwa Otuoma. 2 minutes, please.
Thank you, my brother, Your Excellency, our President, Prime Cabinet Secretary, all protocols observed. Allow me also to join the rest of all of us to thank Kakamega for taking this initiative, to bring in investors, to look at what we can do to partner together. Because Kakamega is one of the biggest counties that we have here. And I'm also looking forward that even as a region, especially the LREB region, we are going to collapse all these ideas that we are doing as counties, so that as a region we become an investment hub. And in the process, we will be contributing to what Your Excellency, you have tirelessly been moving around to make sure that this country works. You have told us that we have got no business importing food, spending almost over 500 billion shillings importing food in this country. Your Excellency, you have told us that there is opportunity for every child born in this country if we do the right investments so that we are able to promote our children, to get jobs, to get good nutrition. And this is the kind of partnership we have committed ourselves as governors. And even we as governors, as friends here in this western region, we have said we will work with you. Omundu humundu. Where you step, we shall step to support this investment, because if Western region works, Kenya will work, Africa will work. This is what we are looking forward to. And I'm also glad to see one of our best friends, Ambassador Megan. I have never forgotten why Kenya, why Kakamega, and you say there's opportunity. And I believe there is opportunity. Thank you for standing with us all the time and walking with us this journey. Asanteni sana, and welcome once more. Your Excellency, I'm looking forward to seeing you in Busia in a fortnight to unlock some of these programs that we are talking about here, to make sure that there is investment in textile industry, and it is our commitment that we are going to be the biggest region in cotton growing and textile industry. We are also looking forward that we are going to be producing those edible oil crops so that we contribute to this country being self-reliant. So I'm looking forward. Our children are already eating rice from Budalangi. although you are yet to come and now switch on from power generated to gravitational. That's what we are looking forward, but the children of Busia are already having that rice. I look forward that that will be part of the investments that we'll also be doing, partnering with you, to feed rice to the whole of this region, coming from Budalangi, grown by the people of Budalangi. Asante sana, God bless all of you.
Thank you, Governor Otuoma. Before I invite Governor Lusaka, who will be speaking on behalf of the Lake Region Economic Bloc, as well as on behalf of the Council of Governors, allow me to make a few remarks in the interest of time, Your Excellency. First, I want to welcome you officially to Kakamega, all the guests, to this inaugural Kakamega International Investment Conference, whose theme is opening up counties as the new frontiers of investment and development. When you look at that theme, Your Excellency, it goes in line with your bottom-up economic transformation agenda, because we believe that production at the grassroots is what is important for us to achieve our economic potential. Kakamega's huge economic potential, which has been untapped, and that is why this is the time that you want to showcase what Kakamega has in terms of agriculture value chains, in terms of dairy value chains, poultry value chains. We have opportunities in health. We are looking forward to seeing our level 6 hospital being completed, equipped, and operationalized. So that is an opportunity to our investors. We are looking at establishing Kakamega Cancer Center. At the moment, we're only doing 500. Cancer being one of the chronic illness diseases, we need to have a facility in the region. Your Excellency, on matters of environment, we are very particular about conserving our Kakamega forest, which is the only existing tropical rainforest in East Africa. We have to protect our water catchment areas. We have opportunities for research. For our researchers in the house, we have opportunity to go to Kakamega forest so that you can unlock the potential which has not been exploited. Finally, Your Excellency, on matters natural resources, we have gold deposits worth 500 billion Kenya shillings here in Kakamega. And when I talk about that, I can see most investors smiling. That is an opportunity that we can partner with you so that we can unlock the potential which has not been exploited. On the area of social development, I'm happy that KCB is already supporting us on the housing project. Most has 21,000 students. We need hostels. Our Galagala National Polytechnic has 14,000 students. We need hostels. Your Excellency, I want to invite our investors to complement the affordable program of housing for the national government so that Kakamega, having a population of 2.5 million people, already we have a ready market to exploit so that we can showcase. And finally, on the area of agriculture as well, through our county aggregation and industrial parks, I'm very happy that we have youth who are now enthusiastic on going organic farming, as that is the way to go. Because as a matter of climate response, we need to go organic farming as opposed to synthetic farming. In the interest of time, Your Excellency, I want to wish all the participants a fruitful 3 days investment conference. We have our investment agency which is ready to follow through all the MOUs that we are going to sign. So it's not just a talk show, but a conference that will have outputs that can be impactful to the people of Kakamega and to the country at large. With your permission, Your Excellency, allow me to invite Governor Ken Lusaka, who is standing in for the chair of LREP, Professor Anyang' Nyong, and is also standing in for the chair of Council of Governors, Governor Anne Waiguru, to make his remarks, and thereafter he will invite the U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Her Excellency Meg Whiteman. Karibu sana, Governor Lusaka. Thank you.
Thank you, our host, Your Excellency,
President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, allow me to ride on established protocols in the interest of time. Like you have been told, I'm wearing different hats. So on behalf of the Lake Region Economic Bloc, I wish to extend a warm welcome to you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, to this region. We have gathered here today to witness the official opening of the inaugural Kakamega International Investment Conference, and I wish to say congratulations to Governor Barasa and your team for a job well done. As a bloc, we are indeed grateful, Your Excellency, the President, that you accepted to preside over this official opening of this event, especially after having done the same in Homa Bay County barely 1 month ago. This is a clear testimony of your keenness and unwavering commitment on making sure devolution works, more so in the Lake region. Ladies and gentlemen, our journey as an economic bloc began in 2014 when governors in the Lake region held consultations on how to develop the region, which has a catchment population of over 14 million people. Your Excellency, our economic blueprint outlines the socio-economic aspirations of the region and is designed to guide our development efforts by leveraging on existing assets, addressing constraints, and defining key steps that we can take to transform the shared vision of prosperity into reality. Each county is assigned a leading pillar, and for our case today, Kakamega County leads the bloc in the finance pillar with a particular focus on how member counties can leverage economies of scale to spur financial inclusion and investment. This led to the crafting of this conference theme, opening up counties as the new frontiers for investment and development. Investment opportunities in this region are countless. We have investment potential in agriculture, especially agro-processing and value chains, tourism, blue economy, environment and climate change, infrastructure, trade, mining, health, and ICT. The success of the two investment conferences preceded, you have opened in this region within a span of 2 months, and the exhibitions we have seen can only confirm our fundamental thing that devolution is working. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the Lake Region Economic Bloc has 40% of the Kenyan population and contributes to almost 50% of the Kenyan economy. The overall objective of the bloc is to leverage economies of scale and shared resources in order to grow the economy of the region and improve the livelihoods of our people. So this year, we have decided to open up the LREP counties for investments. From Homa Bay, we are today here in Kakamega. In June, Kisumu will be hosting an international economic and investment forum in collaboration with the Union of Cities and Local Governments of Africa. As LREP counties, we are committed to investment projects that add value and have impact in our individual counties as well as the entire region. Our strategic plan 2022-2027 is envisaged to make the bloc more vibrant with specific action plans to help us achieve our mission. So one of the biggest investments in the construction of the inter-county railway line to serve the 14 counties. We are in discussion with the Indian Railway Corporation to realize the project, which has also been brought to your attention, Your Excellency, and I remember you were with the chair and a few governors in India on the same. This is an important project, and we are appealing to you to help us realize this project. So in the region's effort to conserve the environment and learn more toward solar energy, we have plans to have a 28 megawatt floating solar power production project on Lake Kanyaboli in Siaya County to provide alternative and affordable energy to its residents and institutions such as hospitals. The solar energy will address power production of cheap and clean energy as it is envisaged in your development agenda. We, with commitment and support from the political arms of the county governments and goodwill from the partners, LREP will change the investment and development landscape of the region. Your Excellency, I would like to also congratulate the spouses of the LREP governors for their commitment in supplementing our work by addressing development issues coming, especially in health, cancer, early childhood education, gender-based violence, and menstrual hygiene among adolescent girls. Your Excellency, it is in our interest as leaders of this region bloc that we continue to partner with the national government to spur grassroots growth and development for our people. Your Excellency, as I conclude, I just also want to thank you and welcome you to Bungoma. We know you are coming there very soon. When we are all aligned as a region, we are going places. So with those very many remarks, may I now take this opportunity to welcome the U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Her Excellency Meg Whitman, to come and make her remarks. Asanteni na mbarikiwe sana.
Hamjambo. I am delighted to be here in Kakamega today at this Investment Climate Summit. Thank you, Governor Barasa, for inviting me back. This is my third visit to your great county. And I'd like to acknowledge President Ruto, PCF's Mudavadi, and all the other distinguished guests, all protocols observed. As Governor Barasa knows, I am a big supporter of what's going on here in Kakamega. But it is built on a very strong U.S.-Kenya partnership of over 60 years. And our partnership has enhanced security, increased prosperity, and improved the lives of Kenyans and Americans. And in fact, Kenya has been invited, with your president as the leader, to a official state dinner in Washington, D.C. in May. This is a big honor for Kenya and underscores our mutual supportive relationship. And you might be interested to know that President Ruto will be the first African head of state since 2008 to be invited to a state dinner. Now, you know I'm bullish on Kenya's economic prospects, and I'm not the only one. Bloomberg, a world leader in business reporting, published a June 2023 article touting Kenya as the Singapore of Africa. I've given a talk about why Africa, why Kenya throughout the country for almost a year, and we even took the speech on the road to the United States, visiting New York, Chicago, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. And I thought I'd hit a few highlights for this audience today. First, the narrative about doing business in Africa from the United States needs updating. What I've learned since arriving in Kenya in August of 2022 is Kenya has a much more dynamic business outlook than most Americans realize. In fact, Kenya's GDP growth in 2023 was 5.2%. That is double the world average. Congratulations to Kenya, that is a big deal. Second, if I were back in the boardroom today, I would have Africa on my radar for two reasons: supply chain diversification and net zero emissions. Single sourcing from any one country is not smart. Single sourcing is a recipe for supply chain disruption, and businesses are also pushing for net zero emissions to meet their climate change mitigation goals. Cue Kenya. Kenya already generates up to 90% of its electricity from renewable sources, and future additions to the grid will all come from solar, geothermal, and wind sources. So investing in Kenya not only means supply chain diversification, but access to any business utilizing Kenya's clean energy will be well on your way to meeting this company's Scope 2, Scope 3 greenhouse emissions goals. A minute. Why Africa? By 2050, 1 in 4 humans, a quarter of the world's population, and 1 in 3 working-age people will live in Africa. Africa is a young continent, the youngest in the world, with 60% of its population under 25. Africa is the largest emerging market. It offers the next big prospects for supply chain diversification and expansion of a customer base, much like Southeast Asia experienced 20 years ago. In fact, Africa reminds me of Southeast Asia a number of years ago, and along with it, that incredible opportunity. So that's why Africa would be on my radar and should be on every investor's radar in this audience. But let's zoom in on why Kenya should be your target destination. Kenya is the gateway to the East African market of almost 500 million customers. Kenya is the region's logistics hub. Kenya is the leading regional financial hub. And Kenya, with its Silicon Savannah and super smart engineers, is the region's ICT hub. And Silicon Savannah is thriving and growing fast. And Kenya is now the #1 destination for startup capital on the entire African continent. Kenya has more startup capital than Nigeria and South Africa. And that all happened basically in 2023. Kenya has a young, educated, entrepreneurial, and English-speaking workforce. And as mentioned, Kenya can generate up to 90% of its energy from renewable sources. And Kenya is one of the largest export markets for the United States. One of the largest markets for Kenya is the United States. And I think there's a lot more opportunity for Kenya to export to the United States than we have thus far seen. So just a couple of these with a little more detail. As I said, Kenya is already the regional financial hub for East Africa, and as many of you already know, the home to Silicon Savannah, a vibrant technology community that makes Kenya the premier destination for tech investments and all innovation in Africa. And many leading U.S. companies are already here. Foreign direct investment and startup capital. Kenya has attracted significant foreign direct investment and is, as I said, the leading destination for startup capital on the continent. As I said, on a pure startup capital basis in dollars, Kenya leads the continent. And from a workforce perspective, Kenya is English-speaking. As I said, every firm I have spoken to, and I speak to all the foreign direct investors here, they rave about the quality of the Kenyan workforce. I was speaking to an apparel manufacturer the other day who is a global, in fact, the largest apparel cut and sew operation in the world. They said Kenya is their best workforce in the world of 42 countries. So why Kakamega? Finally, I really want to highlight its potential for economic development. As you've already heard from Governor Barasa today, the Kakamega investment strategy and industries that support agriculture. I believe that, but I also think there are lots of other opportunities as well. So I want to draw your attention to 2 case studies that I think are the roadmap to success. First is the apparel supply chain. As many of you know, I am really excited about the apparel industry here in Kenya. This sector today already employs nearly 70,000 people in export processing zones and 200,000 Kenyans, and I think has the potential to achieve $600 million in exports by 2025. If Kenya maintains this current trajectory, the industry could add an additional 850,000 jobs and $3 billion in exports in just over the next 10 years. This is a big opportunity. And keys to that growth are counties like Kakamega, Busia, Kilifi, and Nakuru, who are helping Kenya build out a vertically integrated supply chain that not only produces high-end apparel for the world's consumers, but also the very cotton that makes up the textile industry. We're already seeing this happen with Strathmore University's work in Kakamega, Homa Bay, and Busia. Our program to train local farmer groups in the cotton value chain is on fire. As farmers' capacity has increased, so has sales, and cotton sales have jumped an additional 20% just year to date. And investors are taking notice. Cooperative Bank, for example, has already invested over 100 million shillings into the sector, and I'm sure many will follow suit. Now, apparel is not the only area of innovation, not by a long shot. Kakamega is pioneering the path towards sustainable rural development through its openness to public-private partnerships and innovative solutions. Through a partnership with Rural Water Management Solutions, called RUWASCO for short, people love their acronyms here, and support of USAID's Western Kenya Water Project, the country is revolutionizing its water supply systems with cutting-edge technologies like Scheme Cloud digital billing platform. This approach has significantly improved operational efficiency, revenue collection, water service delivery, and it's showcasing Kakamega's commitment to leveraging technology and professional expertise to enhance the quality of life in rural communities. It's another very big idea. Honey. An innovative company investing in Kakamega is The Hive. The Hive creates economic opportunity, protects water catchment areas, promotes environmental conservation, and increases livelihood through commercial beekeeping. The Hive is developing beekeeping in 4 water resource user associations in Kakamega, because the company knows that beekeeping is much less water intensive than traditional farming. The Hive provides training and resources to communities on production, collection, aggregation, and processing. It also offers a market for raw materials like honey, royal jelly, wax, venom, and pollen, creating income for communities and access to raw materials for marketable products for the Hive that are sold throughout Kenya. And second to last that I want to talk about is peanuts. Ground nuts are another important cornerstone here in Kenya, and one more area where there's huge potential to grow. An affordable source of high-quality nutrition, they're a great way for Kenyans to get the building blocks they need for a healthy life. And the numbers don't lie. Over $100 million worth of ground nuts are imported into East Africa every year. Much of that is to Kenya, which imports over 80% of its peanuts. So this shows market demand, but Kenya has an opportunity to grow peanuts right here in Kakamega and save on foreign exchange by not importing peanuts. Why is Kenya importing peanuts? You should grow it right here. And I'm excited about that because not only can you grow peanuts, order of peanuts, other countries in East Africa. And then this is another exciting story. Sometimes you don't know what idea is going to lead to an even better idea. USAID is partnering with a company called Delish and Nutri to not only dramatically expand the quantity and quality of groundnut production here in Kakamega, but also have innovated a new product like peanut powder. Peanut powder, a first in the national market. And peanut powder is set to create nearly $500,000 worth of groundnuts next year and employ over 1,000 farmers. So you never know what you're going to find when you decide to go after something like peanuts. And then last but not least, something you all know, last October 24th, the governor and I were here to celebrate Regen Organics' groundbreaking on their new waste treatment plant here in Kakamega. The ramping up of that plant begins in full force next week, creating over 500 jobs for the county. And in addition, Regen's partner organization, Fresh Life, has developed a plan to also begin collecting waste in Kakamega, as it does in Nairobi and Kisumu, which will increase its fertilizer and insect-based protein production here as well. So, Governor, again, congratulations on getting Regen Organics. It was a competitive bid, and your governor won. So there are many other opportunities for investment in Kakamega, areas like mining, hospitality and ecotourism, sugar, electronics manufacturing, motorcycle assembly, and edible oils, to just name a few. And I am so excited for all that you have going on here. So as many of you know, I've had the privilege of traveling around this wonderful country, and I have seen the entrepreneurial spirit of the Kenyan people. Investment summits like this one are instruments in developing business opportunities and growing prosperities. Kenya is open for business. Kakamega is open for business. And this is the moment to ask yourself, if you're an investor, is there a possibility to expand into Kakamega? And I can assure you, if there is, the governor and his team will welcome you with open arms. So go Kakamega, asante sana, and have a great conference. Thank you very much.
May I now welcome our CS Investment, Trade and Industry, Rabbi Yano.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and all protocols observed, I want to start by thanking His Excellency for being here today to witness yet another mega investment conference in this general region within under 30 days. and this is testament to his commitment to support investment. The theme of today's conference is thankfully opening up counties as the new frontier for investments and development. I couldn't concur more with the spirit and the letter of this initiative. Your Excellency, it is true that it is one of the most and effective way of animating the Kenya Kwanza bottom-up economic transformation agenda to have these investments and systematic expansion and devolution of economic activities that then bring economic exclusivity. I therefore laud Kakamega County and the governor for recognizing that Kenya offers by far the most desirable gateway to Africa. You have made the right move to position yourself to harness the unique economic prospects available within this region. And besides your favorable climatic condition, you have very huge potential, and therefore I look forward to working with you within my ministry to support the completion of the county aggregation and industrial parks, to work on other industrial spaces like SEZs and EPZs. And we want to improve the business environment together. We want to support the county through the Kenya Development Corporation to offer affordable credit. As I finish, I want to confirm that we have now finished negotiations of the investment protocol under the AFCFTA that will provide a framework for investment treaties in the continent. I am glad that the SG is here, who I deeply congratulate on his re-election as the SG. We want to thank you again for supporting Kakamega, and we call upon other counties to follow suit as we enhance investment in Kenya. I want to introduce my colleague who is here, the CS for Mining and Blue Economy, Salim Mvuria. We also have board chairmen of various corporates. Kenya Revenue Authority, we have Commissioner Khadija, who is in the house. The chairman of Utalii is with us. The chairman of National Housing Corporation, the chairman of Yearbook Editorial Board, and many others who can just stand for recognition together with the CEOs. And with that, I want to welcome the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellencies, the governors present, specifically the host Barasa, Your Excellency, the American Ambassador Meg Whitman, leadership of Kakamega, members of Parliament, MCAs, partners, friends, and potential investors in Kakamega. Good afternoon. I also wish to note that we have the Secretary General Makele Mene, who will be coming in as soon as I've made some brief remarks. Your Excellency, I just want to go a little bit maybe philosophical or bring out some issues metaphorically. The symbol you see behind us is the crying stone. It is a symbol of this region, the symbol of Kakamega. But today, we are talking about investments. Because the philosophical message here is this: we cannot cry ourselves out of poverty. We cannot cry ourselves out of poverty. We must work ourselves out of poverty. That is the very strong message that we should realize as we look at the crying stones. We must stop crying. That's the truth. We must stop crying and work ourselves out of poverty. The issues that we must do, Your Excellency, some have been touched on here. I'll just highlight one or two issues. Our leaders, the legislators, must always work on supportive and innovative legislation, both at the national and the county level, to spur growth, to spur investment. We must have targeted skilling and tooling of our people. We must diversify. I repeat, we must diversify. Listening to the presentation by the American ambassador, there's a very strong message of diversification in that message. Finally, Your Excellency, we have 72 KTDA factories nationally. 72, Kenya Tea Development Agency. The rainfall in Kakamega, in Vihiga, in Busia, in Bungoma, save for a few areas, is the same kind of rainfall you get in Nandi, you get in Kericho, you get in Kisii. Out of the 72 KTDA factories, this region has only one. What can we do? Why should we have the same rain, basically the same density of population, same land mass, but they have 8 factories in Kisii, they have about 7 factories in Nandi, there are so many in Kericho. Is the rainfall different in those areas from ours? And then finally, before I invite our guest, Omkele Mene, we are just a few kilometers away from the border of Uganda. Africa Continental Free Trade is poised to break the barriers of intercontinental trade. Maybe as you speak, you can shed some light on what you believe we can do as a region, as Kenya, to make sure that the issues around intercontinental trade can be hastened and made much easier for the African continent at large. Ladies and gentlemen, those were my few remarks. So let us stop crying, because crying will not work us out of poverty. We must work and sweat to get out of poverty. Mr. Omkele Nene, karibu.
Thank you very much, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Your Excellency, President, Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Cabinet Secretaries that are here, governors, members of Parliament, local government leadership, business leaders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is a true pleasure for me to be here today with you, and I want to thank Governor Barasa for inviting me. I was very determined to come here. Yesterday, when I was boarding my flight, they told me that I need a visa. And I said, you surely do not know that after President Ruto was elected, Kenya was the first country to announce that all Africans can arrive in Kenya visa-free. And so I am a beneficiary, Your Excellency President, of the dispensation that you introduced, which I believe will contribute to boosting intra-Africa trade. Governor, may I congratulate you for convening us here today, the investors, the policymakers, and of course, the business community, small, medium enterprises, who are here in their large numbers to explore trade and investment opportunities. Indeed, as Prime Cabinet Secretary said, we must not cry ourselves out of poverty. May I add that we must trade ourselves out of poverty. And that is what the African Continental Free Trade Area is about. I stand before you freshly re-elected to the position of Secretary General, and I want to thank His Excellency President Ruto, Cabinet Secretary Miano, and the government and the people of Kenya for supporting my re-election to this position. Last week on Friday, we had a detailed discussion with Afrexim Bank about the efforts that we can undertake at sub-national level to make sure that all of the aspirations that we've heard this morning, not only from the leaders who spoke, but also from the business community that spoke, that those aspirations become a reality through trade finance. All of the tools that enable trade in Africa are at local level or regional level or county level. The special economic zones that power industrialization in Africa are at county level. The agro-processing manufacturing capacity that takes place and powers industrialization, job creation, and innovation in Africa is at county level or regional level. And therefore, it is incumbent upon us to ensure that we provide the necessary tools to enable our subnationals to be globally competitive and, of course, to be competitive in Africa. The African Continental Free Trade Area presents an opportunity, a market of 3.4 trillion United States dollars, combined GDP and consumer spending, business spending and consumer spending rather, which is projected by the year 2035 to be a combined GDP of 16.2 trillion United States dollars, positioning the African continent to be at that time the 8th largest economy in the world by the year 2035. Potential. We cannot be a continent of potential forever. We have to realize and see this potential become a reality. As far back as May 1963, our founding mothers and fathers, when they convened in the great city of Addis Ababa to establish the Organization of African Unity, not only was their objective to push back colonialists, to free the continent of Africa, but it was also to integrate Africa's economy, to create a single market, to create jobs for young Africans, to create competitiveness, and to position our continent as one of the leading investment destinations in the world. That was over 60 years ago when that vision was set out. I'm very happy today that under the wisdom of our leaders, the Assembly of Heads of States and Government of the African Union, today we have taken concrete steps towards making that particular vision a reality. The AFCFTA has been ratified as we speak by 47 countries on the African continent. It is rapidly transitioning, as Cabinet Secretary Miano was saying, from negotiations to implementation. And with the vision and leadership of our heads of states, we are determined that over the next 4 years, we will accelerate implementation, particularly in the sectors that have been mentioned today. We have identified agriculture and agro-processing, transport and logistics, pharmaceuticals, as well as the automotive sector as key drivers of Africa's economy. And we have partnered and are collaborating with the World Economic Forum in identification of investment opportunities across these sectors. And according to our studies, these 4 sectors constitute up to $130 billion market for investment in Africa. The private sector is critical for us to realize the objectives that all of us want to see of a more competitive Africa that trades with herself. We must, as Prime Cabinet Secretary has said, we must stop crying and do more. We must trade more. I want to mention an example of what is achievable. In the area of agriculture, the African continent is a net food importer. We import over $50 billion annually worth of food from across the world. Rice, barley, wheat, grains, and yet all of these products exist here on our continent. And I will give you an example. Ukraine-Russia context causes inflationary pressures on the African continent, pushing millions and millions of Africans back into poverty because of the price of food. And yet the African continent does have the grains that are required for us as Africans to feed ourselves and to ensure food security in Africa. So as a matter of an example, we're working with the government of Zimbabwe, which has over 100,000 metric tons of grains in excess per year. Post-harvest wastage that could be an exportable commodity to not only the region of SADC, but to the rest of the continent. This is an example of the critical tool that the AFCFTA brings to us to enable us as Africans to have the self-sufficiency that we require. And so in a few years' time, with implementation of the AFCFTA in the area of agriculture, we expect and envisage that Africa must be exporting food to other parts of the world after having fed herself and after having ensured food security in Africa. So the trade rules that the ministers of trade are considering will liberalize intra-Africa trade in food, particularly in basic agricultural commodities products, to ensure that Africa is able to feed herself and to have the food security that is required. Here in Kenya, in October 2022, I was fortunate enough to be part of the team that accompanied the President, His Excellency the President, when we flagged off a container or containers of tea, value-added production that was being exported under the AFCFTA to other parts of the African continent. This was not only a demonstration of the important imperative of inclusiveness of trade, but it was also a demonstration of the fact that Africans, when we have the determination and the political will, we do have the capacity to lift ourselves up by our bootstraps. It was a very important occasion because what it demonstrated, and I kept saying this throughout the world, is that a trade agreement, which is the AFCFTA, has clearly demonstrated that there is inclusivity of benefits in trade. Smallholder farmers in Kenya, smallholder tea farmers in Kenya, some of them unbeknownst to them, driving Africa's trade through exports of their tea to other parts of the continent. A final example as I conclude, Your Excellency, in the area of pharmaceuticals. The African continent in 2019, before the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, imported $19 billion worth of pharmaceutical products. These pharmaceutical products can be manufactured here on the African continent using our own resources where we deploy tools for value-added production. And so I want to thank you very much for the opportunity to share with you the vast market that is the AFCFTA and how at county level we can collaborate and work together to create opportunities for our people. I want to thank you very much for your attention. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Mokele Mene. Your Excellency, distinguished participants, and the host, Governor, let me also thank you so much for putting this investment conference together. When Ambassador Meg Whitman was talking, one of the things that she brought out was the need to have a very robust engagement globally and internationally. Some people have been asking, why does the President of Kenya make trips outside? But unless you are not listening, you can now see that the trips that the President has been making are targeted to win markets, to draw capital, to woo investors so that they can come to Kenya. They can come to Kakamega, they can come to Busia, they can come to Vihiga and all other places. And it is a question of building the blocks systematically. And in that regard, it is now my honor to ask you to all be upstanding so that we can invite His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, to address the gathering. Chapa makofi kidogo. Asante sana. Your Excellency, you're most welcome to address us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, PCS. Asante sana, Mheshimiwa Musalia. Tafadhali tunaweza keti. Your Excellencies, honorable members of Cabinet, honorable members of Parliament, our county assembly members, investors in this forum, and the people of Kakamega, good afternoon. Hamjambo. First, let me take this opportunity to congratulate my brother Fernandez Baraza, the governor of Kakamega, for putting together this inaugural, first ever investment summit in Kakamega, or investment conference. We've been 12 years into devolution, but this is the first ever investment conference for the county and people of Kakamega to showcase the investment opportunities available in Kakamega, to engage with investors in Kakamega, and to give the people of Kakamega and the county of Kakamega a chance for them to engage with potential investors and business people. I want to say to the county government and to you, Governor, congratulations. Let me also congratulate members of Parliament and members of the County Assembly for displaying the highest ever discipline that I have seen in Kakamega. Normally when we come here, there is a lot of drama. But I'm very happy that today we all recognize the occasion that it is not an occasion for politics. This is an occasion for us to put our best foot forward as the people of Kakamega and showcase what Kakamega is made of and what Kakamega and its opportunities portend for those who want to engage with this county. So to all the members of Parliament and all the members of the County Assembly, pongezi. That is the kind of maturity that will give Kakamega that much needed investment. And it will give us an opportunity to engage with our potential investors so that as we market Kenya globally, we are marketing Kakamega nationally, regionally, and globally as well. And therefore, this is a very important occasion for the people of Kenya, and in particular, those who live and work in this great county of Kakamega. At this inaugural Kakamega International Investment Conference, we bear witness as this county celebrates its achievements and progress in implementing and pursuing development, while at the same time showcasing the many attractive opportunities that exist for local, regional, and international investors. It is in our counties that Kenyans are able to experience the constitutional principle of sharing power, sharing resources, and what we physically see in action, and people express their development aspirations through the strategic priorities pursued in the quest for inclusive development. For those of us who had the privilege to participate in the constitution-making journey, devolution was hinged on three major principles: that devolved units would become the new epicenters of development programs. Number two, that devolution would provide a mechanism and an avenue for local priorities or locally developed priorities to find their way into development programs. And number three, that we would engage in accountability for government and for officials of government at the local level. I'm very proud that this process is well underway. And today, Governor Parasa and his team bring us here for us to engage on what devolution has managed to achieve and what opportunities now exist in Kakamega County. In the 13 years since the advent of devolved governance under the Constitution, it has become clear that devolution is a much cherished national development under which citizens are united behind core development consensus at both levels of government, aligning the key dimensions of our development implementation and service delivery principles. It is only through a devolved approach that our development policies can leverage on the diversity of opportunities and produce frameworks for the effective mitigation of unique challenges in a manner that promotes local prosperity and enhances the prospects of national development in every part of our country. The very essence of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda focuses on the radical acceleration of national development by mobilizing the potential at the bottom of the economic pyramid, the millions of rural agricultural sector workers and informal entrepreneurs to take up a bigger share of economic opportunities and contribute a greater share to national growth. Our bottom-up economic transformation agenda is focused on accelerating the overall economy by stimulating higher productivity at the bottom, the grassroots, and the informal sector hustler economy. Devolution commits to ensure that our overall national profile is a faithful reflection of the status and performance of the grassroots. In any event, counties have become the proper focal point of development strategies and investment mobilization. The theme of this conference, opening up counties for investment and development, thus speaks directly to the heart and the implicit strategic agenda that we've come here to accomplish, unifying our national and county governments in the pursuit of higher productivity, greater development, and faster growth. This unity at the level of both policy and implementation strategy can be further reflected by the fact that the key investment focus areas of this conference, agri-development, value addition, and healthcare, are also strategic pillars of my government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda. I am encouraged that the leadership of Kakamega is committed to mobilizing local and foreign investment to unlock the opportunities of these sectors, as well as in social development, natural resource development, environment and climate change, so as to generate employment, reduce poverty, and propel inclusive economic growth. For this reason, I commend Governor Fernandez Barasa and the county government for remaining connected to the pulse of the grassroots and effectively projecting the development aspirations of the people of Kakamega. And let me commit that as government, we are 100% behind this investment conference. And I wish to demonstrate what is it that we are going to do, because we believe as we invest in Kenya, in different parts of Kenya, we will also effectively support investment in Kakamega County. I want to demonstrate what the national government is going to do to support investments in Kakamega County. Number one, I've had a robust conversation with the leadership of Kakamega, and we have agreed on a prioritized list of development of various roads in Kakamega County. I want to commit here that, and the members of parliament are here, and I want them to take notes, that in this year's budget, because of the development of roads across Kenya, the government of Kenya will be committing 120 billion Kenya shillings for development of roads across Kenya. Amongst those roads are the priority list that I was given by the Kakamega leadership. Number two, to support the investment opportunities in Kakamega County, the government of Kenya is going to spend 2.5 billion on connecting 40,000 homes in Kakamega County this year. Again, to ensure that our electrification program is in every part of Kakamega County. We will be working with the leadership and other stakeholders to prioritize the list of the areas we will be pushing our last mile electricity connection intervention. Number three, before the end of this year, the government of Kenya will be expending a program that is going to commit us to about 10 billion shillings to build a new transmission line from Kibos, Masaka to Kakamega, complete with a station that will ensure predictable, reliable energy and electricity to Kakamega County. For those investors who are investing in this county, Government of Kenya, before the end of this year, we are in the final stages of the program of a project under the private-public partnership program to connect this county with a new transmission line so that we can stabilize power in Kakamega and give opportunity to industries, to manufacturers, to carry out their businesses without interruption. Number four, We're working as a government to enhance, as was said earlier, productivity of the agricultural sector in Kenya in general, and particularly in Kakamega. We have several interventions on areas that we consider priority in this region. The fertilizer subsidy program is on course. We've had challenges because of intermittent supply. Fertilizer we were expecting early this month will be arriving, I think, by the 10th of April because of the challenges we have in the Red Sea. But we have looked for alternative sources of fertilizer. And I want to assure the farmers in Kenya that government of Kenya will make sure the Ministry of Agriculture is working round the clock to make sure that every farmer gets the requisite fertilizer before the season is over. So every farmer, we will enhance the supply of fertilizer because we believe that will enhance our productivity across all crops that we are growing this season. And alongside that, we are also going to make sure that those who sell fake seeds or fake fertilizer face the music that they deserve. Just today, we have arrested some of the characters who want to take advantage of our fertilizer supply program. And we have already many more who are already facing court because we must eliminate corruption. We must deal with those who want to sabotage our fertilizer program firmly, effectively, and conclusively. Let me also confirm to the people of Kakamega that as part of the support of investment in this county, we are working with many stakeholders. I have committed to the people of Kakamega that we are going to reform our sugar sector. Our reform process is underway, and what we have wanted to do for the last 25 years, we must conclude this year. And our reform process has three components. Number one, we're going to have a change of management. Over and over again, we will otherwise be mad people. We have to do it differently. And that change of management includes not privatization, as I have said. It involves leasing so that we are sure and we can terminate the lease as and when we see the results not going as per what we want. Number two, it comes with an investment by government on cane development. And you will see in the budget, we're going to put resources for cane development in all our regions so that we can support farmers to develop cane, because as has been said here ably, we cannot continue to import what we can produce locally. We're spending close to 500 billion Kenya shillings every year importing sugar, edible oil, wheat, rice, and many other things that we can grow in Kenya. It is my commitment and that of this administration that we must reverse that. In fact, as Ambassador Whitman said, we should in fact be exporting, not importing. And that is the direction we are going. And finally, on that sugarcane issue is that, like all other farmers, it is my commitment that going forward, sugarcane farmers will also, at the end of the year, get a bonus, just the same way tea, coffee, and other farmers get a bonus. I know there are some characters who have gone to court to sabotage this process because they are used to it, and they think we are going to stop the way they have managed to stop it before. But I just want to give them my word that this is not about to stop. This process, we must bring it to its logical conclusion and free the people, the sugarcane farmers in Kenya, from the tyranny and the hostage of a few people who have taken this sector hostage. I committed here in Kakamega, and I intend to keep my commitment that those characters, the corrupt people, and those other ones, we have agreed on what to do with them. And you know it. Mambo ni mangapi? Mnajua, kumbe mnajua. I have also, by way of supporting, I think now I am in number 6 or number 7, I have committed that as a measure of our commitment, demonstrable commitment, is to conclude the process of supporting the other diversified industries in Kakamega. Salim Vuria is here, my CS for mining. He's just concluded a 5.8 billion investment program for a gold refinery in Kakamega County. That process is going to begin shortly. We are concluding the other programs so that we will not only be mining gold here, but we will be processing it locally and making sure that we get value for every coin that we get. I saw in the notes that part of the focus of this investment conference is value addition. And therefore, we are going to be discussing value addition of our sugarcane, value addition of our gold, and value addition of all the other aspects that we are focused on. Alongside that, as was ably mentioned by my friend Otichilo, we have also concluded a 2.5 billion investment for granite factory here in Vihiga, because we believe that these are products that we need to begin to manufacture in Kenya instead of importing from all manner of places. Let me also say, by way of supporting Kakamega County, we will shortly be rolling out our privatization program of the tourist facilities or hospitality facilities, including Golf Hotel and many other hotels that are owned by government, to free them so that the private sector can put more money in making sure that these establishments, because we've had in Kakamega, people come to Kakamega and then they go and sleep in Kisumu. What a shame. You know, that should not be the case. And we will mobilize investors to look at the opportunities we have as government. I'm asking those of you who are looking for investment opportunities, as was said here earlier, there are investment opportunities in the hospitality sector in Kakamega County. I encourage you to look at some of the facilities government has as we privatize. We want people to look at those opportunities, invest in them, and tap into the opportunity that exists here for hospitality facilities in Kakamega County. Let me also say, as we support Kakamega in creating investment opportunities, cotton is going to be a very big part of our deliverable. As was said here ably by Ambassador Whitman, we are currently distributing 60 metric tons of cotton seed. We will be distributing next month another 500 metric tons of cotton seed to 22 counties in Kenya, amongst them Kakamega. There is a very big opportunity for ginning. There is a very big opportunity for value addition. I know Governor Otuoma has been on my case severally, and we have now adjusted even the prices, working with Rivertex and others. The price that was paid last year of 52 shillings has been moved up to 72 shillings now. We are looking at even going into the future so that we can incentivize farmers to produce, provide a ready market for farmers, because we have a big opportunity in the textile and apparel sector as Kenya. Today, Kenya is the largest exporter of apparel from our continent to the US. Yet, it is a fraction of what we can achieve. So it is my commitment that this cotton sector, that I have focused, we have a clear plan, we're working with counties, and I want to ask those who want to invest in Kakamega that that is an opportunity that you can look at. It is an opportunity that creates jobs, it's an opportunity that creates wealth, and it's an opportunity that can benefit those who want to invest in that sector. And finally, as part of creating the ecosystem for investment in Kakamega County, the government of Kenya is also, last week, we advertised the construction of another 2,000 units in Kakamega of our housing program to create decent livelihoods. There is an opportunity to grow this to about 10,000. Those who want to invest in that sector, those who believe that they have investment opportunity, they should look at Kakamega as one of the opportunities as we drive our common agenda as a people into the future. We have all seen the potential on display in the exhibition and listened to presentations by various leaders, the potential of this county in agriculture and agro-industrial value addition, manufacturing, mining, and natural resources, healthcare, sports, culture, and tourism, and other economic activities is significant on a national and also a regional scale. Our strategic alignment makes it possible to harmonize implementation plans, collaborate effectively, and launch Kakamega as a national economic giant. This is more important than any other consideration because the welfare of Kenyans transcends any parochial, partisan, or other considerations that impose artificial limits on our potential to grow together. We must never allow artificial, limits imposed by politics or other minor considerations to deny us the obvious opportunity that exists in all of us growing together. As was said by my CS for industrialization, we will continuously work with Kakamega again in improving the working environment, especially on production and productivity of our agricultural sector. We are constructing in different stages 13 agro markets in Kakamega County, complete with the market we are building, the County Aggregation Industrial Park. We're doing that so that we can provide market infrastructure. All these markets will have storage facilities, will have cold rooms, will have opportunities for agro-processing in all the markets we are building, because we also want to reduce on post-harvest losses that constitute a very big part of what farmers go through, especially after they have produced their crops. It is only entrenching a national culture of consistently promoting vigorous grassroots economic activity that Kenya's profile as a regional and continental gateway and economic hub shall be defined and affirmed. Embracing the fullest extent of devolution to unleash the possibility of bottom-up growth is a necessary first step towards establishing Kenya as a competitive investment destination, epicenter of productivity, and anchor of regional as well as Pan-African economic integration. I want to thank my brother, Wamkele, for gracing this occasion. We support your leadership of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, because in you we see clarity and we see effort and commitment to our continent. I also want to promise you that I will support you, especially on the whole space around trade, investment, business. I was privileged to be given the responsibility by our Africa Union organization to lead the program on reform of our organization. One of the big aspects of reform that I intend to focus on is in making Africa a destination for investment, for business, and take us from potential to opportunity to investment going into the future. That will be my strategic focus. All of us know, for example, we've had investment forays. All of us have gone to China at one point, we've gone to Tokyo at one point, we've gone to America at one point, we've gone to Italy and many other places. We think it's time for us to organize our own Africa Economic and Investment Summit, where instead of us going, because it is not efficient for 52 heads of state to visit one head of state. It's not efficient by any stretch of imagination. It's much more efficient by having an Africa Summit where we are all present, and then we say day one is for America, day two is for China, day three is for Italy, day four. We have 5 days, and we meet many people. We can have one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And then we will all be a lot more efficient, and everybody can have an opportunity to engage with us in a way that is efficient and that gives all of us an opportunity to move into the future. So, Wamkele, I will be looking for ideas on how we can take that future into the future. It is therefore a great privilege to be here with you today at this first of many wonderful investment conferences in Kakamega. The purpose of this event is clear, and our path into the future is clearly defined. Our work as leaders is to focus on inspiring our people to make their contribution to the collective endeavor and demonstrate our singular commitment to their well-being, to the prosperity of our counties, and to the development of our nation. Today in Kakamega, we have seen how we can do it together. Thank you very much. God bless you, and see you soon. Asanteni sana.
Your Excellency, sir, kindly I request that you launch the Kakamega Digital Investment Handbook that will be displayed in our screen at the count of 1. Digital Handbook. Request His Excellency the Governor, the host governor, to be at the stage. At the count of 3, 2, 1. That is the Digital Handbook by the Kakamega County. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. I now request Your Excellency to have your seat as we witness the signing of the MOU. I want to request the Deputy Governor kindly come over. We are going to witness, kindly, Your Excellency, I request you to have your seat as we witness the signing of the MOUs. We have 22 MOUs, but we are only going to have 2. Welcome, Deputy Governor, for that session.
Thank you, Your Excellency. As they arrange for the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, we have a total of 22 MOUs, but today, your President will only witness the signing of a MOU between the County Government of Kakamega and Hydrobox Kenya Limited. The first one, we need the CEO here. The CEO of Hydrobox, quickly. And the second one is between the county government of Kakamega and the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce. CEO, please. Are the two CEOs present? You can get seated. Display the MOU first. Sign and display again to achieve the president. Sign first, then you display. Your Excellency, the first MOU is to establish a hydropower station along River Isyuhu for generation of electricity supply to Kakamega County. Once you are done signing, you stand up, display before I see the president. Congratulations, clap for them. And HE, we are ahead of Homa Bay. Homa Bay only signed 9 MOUs. We are going to sign 22 MOUs. Thank you so much. The second, County Government of Kakamega and Kenya National Chamber of Commerce, National Chairman, Karibu. As we come, Your Excellency, Homa Bay is represented by Deputy Governor who is here. Simama tu wakuone, lakini tumewashinda, tuko mbele. Vihiga County, the governor spoke, deputy is also here. Simama tu wakuone, asante. Get seated. Once you are done, you stand up. We'll sign the rest of the MOUs tomorrow. MOU number 1 to number 20 we'll sign tomorrow. Display. Makofi kwao. Thank you. Get seated. Asante, yangu imeishia hapo kama mtoto wa pasta. Mungu awabariki.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I now request for our final session, that is the photo session. With your permission, Your Excellency, I want to usher you back kindly to the podium as we do the final photos. I request you to be accompanied by Honorable Lusaka, Honorable Baraza, the DG Savula, CS Trade, Governor Vihiga, Governor Busia, CEO, the PCS, kindly for that final photo, tafadhali. Kindly, let's also have SG Wamkele. The second photo will also be for Governor Lusaka, Deputy Governor, CEO and the partners. And the partner here is Equity, CPF, KCB, Nation Media, KCIC, Kenya Association of Manufacturers, and we also ask Governor Lusaka to remain in the next photo. The second photo, host governor, deputy governor, CEO, the partners, that is Equity, CPF, KCB, Nation Media, Kenya Association of Manufacturers, and KCIC. That is our final photo. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. It is now time for the national anthem. I request us to stand. Thank you, Excellency. Let's allow His Excellency to leave.